This game is so fire.
My point.
This is lit. Let me cook.
And there's smoke.
Totally books-maxing.
I'm gonna be the next pod star. Jordan, tell me about your life.
Well,
That's so funny, oh my God.
Oh, hey, you should totally come to the teen summer camp with me. It's gonna be, like, cool.
Looking for something fun this Saturday? Come to our block party. We're gonna be grilling up food while supplies last. We'll have music bumping with games and activities for the whole family. We're gonna have passport stops, raffles, and pickleball and basketball. Come meet your local police and fire department. Kona Ice will be here too. And don't forget, last chance to sign up for summer camp. Bring your friends, bring your family, don't miss it. Saturday, April 25th from 11 to 2 at Project Recreation Center.
All right, going for my walk. Ooh, look at that. My wife and I usually go for a walk after lunch. I thought, why not just kind of pick up trash while I'm already walking? I mean, I'm already out here, you know, getting exercise, and I just thought it'd be a good idea to kind of pitch in and help my community. And I know it's a small thing, but it makes me feel good. One day I was approached by a city employee. They said, hey, have you heard about the Adopt a Road program? So I went online and filled out the information, and it was really easy. In a few weeks, they put up a sign on either end of the mile stretch of road that I cleaned. I thought it was so cool when I first saw it. I was like, oh man, my name is right there. I'm a celebrity. Just kind of relax and enjoy the day and just get exercise. Kind of clear my head because I work from home as a project manager, so it's kind of nice to get up from my desk and get outside. A week would fill up a trash bag. It used to be a whole bucket full every day, but now it's really trimmed down a lot. I just found this screw. It could have been in somebody's tire, and I just, picked it up. Hopefully save someone's day. My name's Tom Garcia, and I've signed up for the Adopt a Road program. I hope you will too.
Welcome to the City of Pinellas Parks City Council meeting. Our city offers superior parks, premium recreational services, exceptional public safety resources, optimal investment opportunities, and more. Our mayor and city council welcomes you to tonight's meeting.
Tuesday, April 21st of 2026. Calling to order our city council meeting. We will have an invocation and a pledge of allegiance, so please rise if you wish. Heavenly Father, we ask that you guide us this evening as we go over the agendas that will be before us. We ask that we always have in our hearts and our minds what is best for our community as a whole. We do ask that you watch over our military, whether they are here or overseas, and their families that are supporting them. Please watch over our citizens and our business community. We ask you to also watch over our employees. We ask that you watch over those in our community who are sick right now, and please lead a healing hand on their shoulders. In thy name we do pray. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. We have a few proclamations that we'll be reading this evening, and we have other presentations. This is the best part of what City Council gets to do on a biweekly basis, is to honor our community and the employees that make it so special. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerks, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. Whereas the Office of Professional Clerks is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the Office of Professional Clerks provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at all levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to ever be mindful of their neutrality, their impartiality, reminding and rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional city clerks serve as the information center on functions for our local government and the community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of Professional Clerks through participating in educational programs, seminars, workshops, and annual meetings and in their states, provinces, counties, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of Professional Clerks. Now, therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim May 3rd through May 9th of 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend the appreciation of our professional municipal clerk office and Jennifer. In witness, I set my hand to cause the seal of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida to be affixed on this 21st day of April of 2026. And I want to present this to Jennifer and her crew. So. All been doing?
Actually, the only thing we'd like to say tonight is be on the lookout because Quill will be showing up the week of Municipal Clerks Week, and he'll be sharing a little more insight into what we do behind the scenes.
Thank you. And the next one is the Pinellas Park Police Department and their volunteers. And we'll let the chief talk about this wonderful little check over here in just a minute. Whereas the volunteers reflect the highest value of our society and reap the rewards that come with giving aid to others while broadening their own horizons. Whereas our volunteers demonstrate that it is possible to bring people together in response in a community's critical needs. And whereas it is the duty of every citizen and leader to honor our volunteers and celebrate their contribution to the quality of life here in Pinellas Park. Now, therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim April 19th to the 25th of 2026 as Pinellas Park Police Volunteer Appreciation Week, and urge all of our citizens to join me in recognizing the important role our volunteers play in our community as we celebrate their special days. In witness, I set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, to be fixed on April 21st of 2026.
I'm going to speak also. Yes. Good. Yes. All right, good evening, everyone. So I'm Sergeant Hoffman. This is my awesome group that I've had the privilege to supervise over the last year and a half. So we have our cadets and our volunteers. As you can see, the check is made out for $133,000, roughly, and that just shows you how many hours these individuals put into our city. So without them, a lot of things that we do on the regular basis wouldn't be able to be accomplished. So let's give them a big round of applause. And thank you.
Sharon coming up for this one. And another proclamation. Whereas there is a proven connection between good mental health and overall personal health. Mental illness affects almost every family in America. Whereas only 1 of 2 people with a serious mental illness will seek treatment for his or her illness. Whereas the stigma and fear of discrimination keeps many people who would benefit from mental health services and seeking help. Whereas good mental health is critical to the well-being of our families, our communities, schools, and businesses. Whereas greater public awareness about mental illness can change negative attitudes and behaviors towards people with mental illness. Now, therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim May of 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month and encourage our entire community to commit to increasing awareness and understanding mental illness, reducing the stigma and discrimination, and promoting the appropriateness and the accessibility of services to the people with mental illness. In witness, I set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, to be affixed on the 21st day of April of 2026. And I am giving this to LaSharon and the NAMI group. And I'm going to turn the mic over to LaSharon because we're going to be doing some special things this month coming up.
Okay, so before we take the picture, Dr. These are two board members that came in from NAMI, and so Dr. Khan or the Latoya, would you like to have something to say?
You want me to go first? First of all, I want to thank the mayor, thank Pinellas County, and everyone here. So first, thank you all so much. Just real brief, I mean, 1 in 5 Americans, about 6 million Americans have some type of mental illness. You know, I'm a doctor, I'm a psychiatry resident, third year going to 4th year training at Largo. I see people from all walks of life. I see people from veterans, first responders, politicians, even my own colleagues, doctors. It doesn't judge anyone, doesn't pick anyone. Mental illnesses can affect anyone in this room. So I just want people to know that we're just here to reduce stigma. We're a grassroots organization. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're a plumber, whether you're ordinary person, you can always join us at NAMI Pinellas County. And other than that, I want to say God bless you all. Thank you to the first responders protecting us. And we're just here to look out for our community and make it better than before. So thank you, guys.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Latoya Lemons, and on behalf of the board of NAMI, we do want to thank the city for your partnership and for this proclamation. Our staff and our volunteers at NAMI work tirelessly to end the stigma around mental health and ensure that no one is alone on their journey. If you want to learn more about our organization, I invite you all out to our annual NAMI walks on May 16th over at England Brothers Park. Please come out and support us because, like Dr. Khan said, everyone is impacted by mental health. And thank you again for your partnership, and we look forward to continuing to work together.
All right, and so as our public relations team always do, they will start posting a lot of information about the NAMI walk that's coming up on May the 16th. And so like the board members, Dr. Khan and Latoya said that it affects us all. If we turn on the TV, we see where someone has committed suicide or we see that someone that is suffering, whether it's inside of our family or outside. And so wearing green for the month of May, coming out and supporting the walk. And also the NAMI, they have support groups, they have free programs, they have peer-led programs. They just have a lot. And so we don't know unless we ask. And so just go to the website and get this free information. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. You are welcome.
Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees. And whereas the holiday now is called Arbor Day, was first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind, water, it also lowers our heating and cooling cost, moderates the temperature, gives us the clean air, produces oxygen, and provides habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase the property value, enhance the economic vitality of our business area, and the beautification of our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim April 24th of 2026 as National Arbor Day and encourage the citizens of Pinellas Park to celebrate Arbor Day and support the efforts to protect our trees, woodlands, and plants and take care of our environment. In witness whereof I set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Pinellas Park, Florida to be affixed on the 21st day of April of 2026. And I am happy to present this to Aaron as well as the microphone so you can talk about some of the statistics that are here.
Thank you, Mayor. So this Friday is National Arbor Day and tomorrow is Earth Day. So the city is partnering with Pinellas Virtual Schools, and we will be planting trees tomorrow at the Patty Johnson Farm to celebrate Arbor Day. And we hope that all of our residents plant a tree on Friday to celebrate Arbor Day. And every year, the city, for many years, has gotten the award of Tree City, and we look forward to continuing to do that and protecting all the trees.
Thank you, sir. Now we have a few service awards, and I'm calling up Keith Seville Jr. to give out the first one. And then we will have Min give out the second one, and Leah give out the third one.
Could I please have John Hopkins come up? First of all, this is John Hopkins. He works in the Public Works Department. He is a sewer supervisor where he does a fantastic job. He is joined here tonight by his wife, Kara, daughter, McKenna, and son, John Jr., and they're sitting right back there in the last seat. And his Public Works family, they're scattered throughout the seats. It is an honor to recognize John Hopkins for a decade of dedicated service to the city of Pinellas Park, Public Works Sewer Division. Since joining the team 10 years ago, John has become a cornerstone of our city's infrastructure, maintenance, and a vital leader within the department. As a supervisor, John brings a rare level of technical expertise to the job, which is truly something that you cannot put a price tag on. His deep mechanical skills and extensive experience with our complex sewer infrastructure ensures that the system runs efficiently and safely. Quick story about his expertise and the things that he does goes above and beyond. I can tell this story because one council member is not here to debate whether it's true or not. I got a phone call from this council member, and he asked, do we rebuild our lift stations in-house anymore? And if you know this person, he asks questions that he thinks he already knows the answer to. But in this case, he did not. And I said, well, it depends which lift stations you're talking about. The bigger ones, of course, we sub out to big contractors. But the smaller ones we do. And he quickly responded, no, you don't. I know you don't. And I said, well, I don't know where you're getting your information, but I'll give you a call back. I'm going to have a conversation with some of our folks. So I went down, got Woody, got John. We sat down. And we started talking about, rebuilding the lift stations. And John humbly said, yeah, we rebuild them. And we also fixed the ones that were rebuilt wrong under this person's. And in addition to that, not only do they rebuild them from start to finish. And they don't have to put in service requests to other departments within Public Works to do some of the work that takes to completely rebuild these lift stations. That's all right. He's out of the country. But that just goes to show his technical ability and how important he is to the department and to the city. John's commitment to the city of Pinellas Park does not end at the end of the day. He is a true team player who leads by example. He is consistently stepping up every single day, whether it's operations. He's always maintaining a positive attitude, positive environment for his crew. During after-hour emergencies, he provides a calm, expert hand during critical repairs to keep our community safe. Another quick story just to reinforce that. Coldest day of the year, I remembered I was getting ready to go to a volleyball tournament. We had a water main break on 49th Street, so I run over there. Well, I didn't run over there. I drove over there to see what they were doing. Woody was out there. He's the director of utilities. And I expected to see some of the folks that work in water ready to make the repair. And who else do I see? John Hopkins. He doesn't have to be out there. He could have been at home in his house where it was warm with his family, but he chose to be out with his team and his family to support them at all costs. So to have a guy like him in our department serving our residents is a blessing. And I congratulate you on 10 years, and hopefully you have a lot more in you, buddy. So, thank you. Picture.
That's a perfect. I'll be standing there. You cut your hair. No, thank you. Just us.
April, will you come over? So I will not be that long. Come on up. It's your time to shine. All right. The City of Pinellas Park is proud to honor April Maltz for her 10 years of hard work. Since starting the city in 2016 and becoming an HR specialist in 2022, she has helped and hired and onboard over 1,000 new hires. April works with all city departments. She is the go-to person for all recruiting-related matters, ensuring the city's hiring process is fair and equitable. In the community, April is a familiar face on the city's committees, city events, and recruitment fairs. Each year, she loves being involved with Dr. Seuss Day, reading to local children. Outside of work, April is proud guardian of a sweet 12-year-old girl named Gigi and is a devoted animal lover to her dog, Boba. April, we thank you for your commitment to the city, and we look forward to your continued success. Thanks. If April's family wants to come on up here, we'll take a quick photo, and then the HR fam, come on up.
Good evening. Test. Good evening, everybody. Here to celebrate my work brother, Brian, on his 20 years of service with the city. Brian's a lifelong Pinellas Parker, born and raised here. He was one of the original high school graduates of their first four-year program. And he started working here April 5th, 2006 in utility billing, and was promoted to HR assistant in 2013, and then HR specialist 2015, and then recently HR coordinator in 2025 July. And Brian will tell you he's got one of the best jobs here. It suits his personality. He gets to see everyone, talk to everyone. He coordinates all the wellness and training events that we have throughout the year. And he does a bang-up job at it. In his off time, he likes to travel with his pride and joy, Brianna, and going to concerts with his little brother, Scott. And he's a big fan of the Bucks and the Rays. Has been a longtime ticket holder since they were orange and white. And just my person, he's an extremely funny guy. Always got a great positive attitude. Ladies, he can hold a job for 20 years. Probably another 10 at least. Hopefully, yeah. He's a pleasure to work with, and I think anyone who meets him throughout the city will agree. So thank you again for your service. Wait, you want me to hold this for you or what?
And then HR family one more time.
Good evening, everyone. If I could have the Public Service Education Foundation Board come on up and join me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start by giving these men and women a great big round of applause. So our Public Service Education Foundation Board to date has given away 149 scholarships to our deserving high school seniors. And with us here tonight, we have a very special guest. We also partner with the Pinellas Education Foundation, and we have Mallory French, who would love to say a few words too. Please welcome Mallory.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. This is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm a Pinellas County Schools alum. I also taught for Pinellas County Schools. So I strongly believe that education and opportunity are powerful tools for change. So thank you for continuing to support that and for supporting our students.
Tonight we have 4 winners from the Public Service Education Foundation who will be awarded $2,500, and then we have 2 winners from the Korean War Veterans Association that will be also awarded $2,500. So our first winner, and let's give a big round of applause for Grace Glenn. Grace, come on down. Grace was born in Lawton, Oklahoma, and attends Holland High School. She plans to continue her education at St. Petersburg College, majoring in criminology, with the goal of pursuing a career in forensics. Grace is involved in Teen Court, Anime Club, Art and Garden Club, and the National Honor Society. In her free time, she enjoys cross-country biking, reading, and drawing. Please join me in recognizing Grace. All right, and please welcome her family, Mom Amy, Nani Diane, and Mima Nancy up to the stage, please. Next up, we have Jada Schuler. Jada was born in St. Petersburg, Florida, and attends Pinellas Park High School. She plans to attend St. Petersburg College this fall before transferring to Kaiser University in the spring. Jada intends to major in investigative forensics and pursue a career as a crime scene technician. She's a member of the St. Pete Public Safety Cadets and enjoys reading and building Legos in her free time. Please join me in congratulating Jada. And please welcome Mom Shelby up for a photo, please. And Grandma as well, too. Next up, we have Miss Janelle Anderson. Janelle was born in St. Petersburg, Florida, and attends Pinellas Park High School. She plans to attend St. Petersburg College, majoring in public safety, policy, and legal studies, with the goal of becoming a crime scene investigator. Janelle also serves as a major in the Pinellas County Sheriff's Cadet Program and has completed over 200 hours of community service. Please join us in congratulating Janelle. And Janelle would like to say a few words.
I just want to say that I'm so grateful for this opportunity and that I've always known since I was really little that I wanted to do something in public service, so this scholarship money will help me achieve that dream. So thank you so much.
And we'd also like to welcome her parents, Jessica and Jonathan, to come up and join us for a photo, please. Congratulations. And last but not least, we have Wendy Wallace. Wendy, can you come up and join us, please? Wendy was also born in St. Petersburg, Florida, and attends Hollins High School. She plans to attend the University of Florida, where she'll major in accounting. I know Miss Kelly over here is glad to hear that. Wendy's an active member and volunteer at Countryside Christian Church, and she enjoys reading and exploring coffee shops. Me too, girl, me too. She hopes to become a CPA and one day own her own firm. Please join us in celebrating Wendy. And now we'd like to welcome Mom and Brother Joey up for a photo, please. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'd also like to give, I'd like to drop my papers. I'd like to give a special thank you to all of our judges who have a really tough job. We had 26 entries this year for our Public Service Education Foundation scholarships, and our judges do an amazing job. We have Miss LaSharon back there, that is one of our judges as well too. And what's awesome about our scholarships are the students are really judged on basically what they're doing for community service, their grades, their extracurricular activities. There's no identifiers at all. So the judges have no idea who they're actually judging. It's just the great, amazing things that they're doing for our community. And with that, I'd like to say thank you.
All right, she's looking at me because our next couple of scholarship awards are from the Korean War veterans. So the reason why we administer this one with our scholarship committee is because we made a commitment to the men and women of the Suncoast chapter of the Korean War vets years ago, probably 25 years ago. They came up with a scholarship because what they wanted to do was they felt like the Korean War, and everyone did as well, that is the forgotten war, right? It's kind of sandwiched between World War II and Korea, or in Vietnam. And so Korea seemed like they felt like it was more forgotten than anything, and they wanted to make sure that it was remembered. And so with that, they did a ton of different stuff throughout the community. If you go out to Freedom Lake Park, you'll find our Korean War veteran memorial out there. They also came up with a scholarship. And because we were also doing scholarships at the same time, we agreed that we would do the administration portion of that. Well, as you can just imagine, right, that war was from 1950 to 1953. So those veterans are dying off, right? The Suncoast chapter itself no longer exists. As a matter of fact, pretty much all of the members that started this this particular scholarship are all passed. The last one passed in August, and so we have made it a point. We've made it an agreement among this board and certainly our city council that we will do this as long as we can, because we think it's important that the students remember this particular war. Right? It had 1.8 million Americans that fought in there. 54,000 of them died. There was just a ton of a commitment from the United States that a lot of people don't know about. And so what this scholarship does is it keeps that alive. This particular year, we had 146 entries for the scholarship. It means that 146 kids actually had to research and write a 500-word essay on the Korean War. And if that is happening, then we are keeping that memory and that oath, that what we told the Korean War veterans that we would do for them and for this scholarship. And so know what Jillian's going to do? She's going to invite up our two winners this year out of the 146.
He's so much better at that than me. I can't even get through that speech without crying. So I appreciate you very much. I don't know. And our very first winner is going to be Miss Kaylin Jones. Kaylin, can you come up? One of the most amazing things about tonight's winners are both of their grandfathers have served in the Korean War. So I'm going to get to tell you a little bit about that. But Kaylin was born in Clearwater, Florida, and attends Countryside High School. She plans to begin her college career at St. Petersburg College and then transferred to the University of Central Florida, where she'll pursue a career in nursing. Kaylin is a member of the National Honor Society and enjoys volleyball, lacrosse, and as well as weightlifting. She hopes to build a successful future and give back to her family. Please join me in celebrating Kaylin. And I would also like to tell you about her grandfather, Ralph Newell Tyson Jr. He served in the U.S. Army, and he served in both World War II and the Korean War. We'd now like to invite up her dad, Toby, mom, Nancy, stepdad, Jason, and her grandparents, Billy and Jerry, for a photo. Congratulations. And now I'd like to welcome Naveen Yanjira up to the stage, please. Please give Mr. Naveen a big round of applause. He was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and attends Palm Harbor University High School. He plans to attend the University of Florida, where he'll major in computer engineering and work toward earning his master's degree. Naveen is very active, and he's heavily involved in his community, serving as a tech tutor, a summer camp counselor, a youth leader, a STEM mentor, and he also co-founded Healing Harmonies Music with his sister and performs at a local assisted living facility. Naveen also serves as president of the Astronomy Club and is secretary of the Film Club. In his free time, do you have any? He enjoys tennis, snowboarding, creative writing, and playing the piano, which he's been practicing since he was in kindergarten. This scholarship is especially meaningful to Naveen as his grandfather, Neil Johnston, served in the Air Force during the Korean War. Naveen was deeply inspired by his stories of service. Please help me in congratulating Naveen, and he would also like to share a few words with us.
Hi. I just wanted to thank the committee and the board for awarding me with this honor because it's very significant to me and my family. And although I am on stage today receiving this award, it's really for my grandfather, who passed away in 2024, and he served in the Korean War. So again, thank you to the committee, the board, and everyone else involved and everyone who supports this scholarship for commemorating him.
We'd also like to invite his parents, Cheryl and Shaker, up to the stage, please. Congratulations to our 2026 high school scholarship winners. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening.
Yeah. That's the best part of meeting.
know Lisa Marcellus?
Oh, yeah.
That's my daughter. So I just want to say that.
Lisa's your daughter?
Yeah.
Has the horses?
Huh?
She has horses?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She comes in my store.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
want to say hello to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best part of the meeting. Now we're going on to the other part. It's a wonderful opportunity to allow any citizens that would like to come up and speak on anything that is not on the agenda this evening.
That's not a question. With the agenda, can we speak when the item that we want to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is for just generic stuff ahead of time.
Thank you.
Okay. Seeing none, we do have a few quasi judicial items this evening. So I would ask that people stand up and be sworn in if they're going to speak on a quasi judicial item.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to section 2, approval of minutes. Vice Mayor Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion, we approve regular council minutes of April 7th, 2026 as on file in the city clerk's office.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Any discussions or corrections by city council? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Granicus.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to the third part of the agenda, the public hearings, item P1, number 2026-12.
Ordinance number 2026-12, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 18 Land Development Code, amending Section 18-1502.2 definitions, Section 18-1506.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1507.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1508.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1509.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1510.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1511.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1512.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1513.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1514.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1515.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1517.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1519.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1520.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1526.3 permitted and conditional uses, Section 18-1530.19 community residential homes, Section 18-1531.10 list of conditional uses and requirements of Article 15 zoning, providing for the inclusion of such amended ordinance in the Code of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, to the extent of such of conflict, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P1, ordinance number 2026-12, second public hearing and second reading. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Kira.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Kiara Brown, Planning Coordinator with the city, and I'm going to be presenting LDC 1026-00006. The request is to amend sections of the Land Development Code to update information and regulations governing state of Florida licensed facilities to establish consistency with applicable state statutes and licensing requirements. Effective January 1st of 2026, Florida legislation requires the governing body of each county or municipality to adopt an ordinance establishing procedures for the review and approval of certified recovery residences within its jurisdictions. At a minimum, the ordinance must include a process for requesting reasonable accommodations from any local land use regulation that serves to prohibit the establishment of a certified recovery residence, and also be consistent with the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 and the Title II of Americans with Disabilities Act. So just for a summary of changes, code update to address the state of Florida licensed facilities. We clarified that licensed facilities will be reviewed through an administrative review or board review conditional use application, established a reasonable accommodation process through waivers or variances as required by state and federal law, and we also updated facility definitions to align with state legislative language. Applications must obtain an active state license prior to applying for an application with the city, and requirements such as separation distances, supervision, and operational standards are enforced by the licensing agency and not the city. P&Z recommendation: on March 5th of 2026, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of LDC 1026-00006. And I'm here if you have any questions.
Does City Council have any questions for Kira? Vice Mayor Butler?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a statement again, so I'm being consistent. Again, these residences are very important in our community. They serve a really important role. I just want to make sure staff is staying on top of any issues that may arise in these neighborhoods, because while the state is pushing this upon us and they're responsible for it, they do a terrible job. So I know y'all promise you're going to practice, kind of track it a little bit better so we can stay on top of those issues and be good partners. I just want to say it so I feel better. Thank you.
Second that motion. Any other council members that have any questions on this item for Kira? Is there anybody in the audience that would like to ask any questions or speak on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at its second public hearing and second reading and entertain a motion by council members. Vice Mayor Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion. We pass ordinance number 2026-12, second public hearing and second reading.
Motion has been made in second. Please cast your ballots on the Granicus.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item P2, ordinance number 2026-13.
Ordinance number 2026-13, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, adopting a revised master plan controlling development of a commercial plan unit development, CPUD, with underlying general commercial B1 zoning on a 66.602 acre parcel of land located at 7200 US Highway 19 North, on land more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P2, ordinance number 2026-13. Item P2 and P3, I will be abstaining from because I work for the company that is working with the owner to do the presentation. With that, I am opening the public hearing at its second and final reading. It is quasi-judicial, and turning it over to Todd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My name is Todd Byron. I'm a senior planner here with the city, and I'll be presenting item P2 and P3. P2 is a request for a major plan unit development amendment to include a 5-story, 120-room hotel outparcel, approximately 28,000 square feet of new retail space, and the removal and replacement of an existing restaurant with a drive-through bank. Item P3 is a request for conditional use approval for a financial institution with a drive-through in the general commercial B1 zoning district. So here's an aerial of the subject site. It's generally located at 7200 US Highway 19 North, otherwise known as Shops at Park Place, Parkside Mall. Here's a map showing the land use designation. This property has a designation of Community Redevelopment District, CRD. Here we have a map of the different zoning. So this property has a zoning of B1 general commercial with a commercial plan unit development or CPUD overlay. Here we have a flood map showing that the subject property is located primarily in flood zone X and X shaded, which is a low to moderate risk flood zone. This is the current master plan of the site, which shows the existing commercial spaces and the townhome development. And this slide shows the proposed master plan with the areas that will be modified, highlighted, or circled in yellow. So zooming in a little bit, we're going to start off first with the proposed hotel site. So this is going to be in the southwest corner of the mall, next to the townhomes. Just north of this site is the pickleball courts, and directly to the east is the Marshalls. And this is the drive-through bank site, previously known as Applebee's, right off of Park Boulevard. This is one of the new retail structures, or both of the retail structures. Just north of the building on the left is the BJ's restaurant. To the southeast is the Target and the rest of the commercial businesses. So here we have a rendering of the hotel. And here we have a rendering of the bank. And then just a quick summary. So the Shops at Park Place commercial plan unit development was originally approved in 2004. It's been amended several times since then. The applicant is proposing to amend the PUD by demolishing the former Applebee's to construct a roughly 3,000 square foot drive-through bank, constructing two retail structures measuring 21,000 square feet and about 6,500 square feet, constructing a 5-story, 120-unit hotel, and subdividing the main parcel to create a new separate out parcel for that proposed hotel. Per the proposed request, the PUD, excluding the townhomes, will require almost 2,300 parking spaces, and just over 2,800 are proposed. The hotel is proposed to be 5 stories, approximately 60 feet tall. The original PUD was approved for this height to accommodate the movie theater, which measures approximately 57 feet tall. And then the hotel entrance will face the existing Marshalls building, facing east. A replat will be required to subdivide the property to create that new out parcel, and 10 feet of right-of-way will be dedicated along 70th Avenue to the public. And then finally, the lot coverage for the overall development will be approximately 73%, with all the stormwater flowing into the ponds to the south and or southwest. And now just some site photos. So this is, of course, the former Applebee's. The photo on the left is facing southeast from Park Boulevard. The one on the right is facing south, also from Park Boulevard. This is where the bank will go. So this is that parking lot in the southwest corner off of 70th Avenue. The photo on the left is facing north from 70th, or about 70th. And the photo on the right is facing south from the Pickleball Kingdom. And then finally, these images show approximately where the commercial spaces will go. The photo on the left is facing southwest, and the photo on the right is facing northwest. And then to our findings, the requested amendment is consistent with the intent of the Land Development Code and the approved CPUD, and the requested amendment is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted comprehensive plan. Staff does have a recommendation for item P2 should council choose to approve. And that recommendation is to provide greater walkability and interconnectivity between the new hotel and the retail site via pedestrian walkways. This will allow families to walk safely across the parking area to access other businesses on site. And planning and zoning recommendation. So for P2, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the case with the condition that a traffic study be provided on the ingress and egress onto 70th Avenue North and Park Boulevard. And for item P3, they recommended approval of the case. And then jumping back to the staff recommendation, when we talked about pedestrian walkways, this map shows all of the basically legal avenues that pedestrians can take to get across the property. This is a mixture of raised or elevated sidewalks, as well as striped walkways throughout the parking lot. And so the concern is that if, hotel residents wanted to enjoy some of the other amenities and they didn't want to drive, they might just walk through the parking lot like this, and could could pose some life safety issues, and so we're requesting that some additional walkways or safer walkway routes be added to the plan. And with that, I am here if you have any questions.
Thank you, Todd. Does City Council have any questions for Todd? Seeing none, at this time, I open it for the applicant to come up and speak on this item.
Good afternoon. Carlos Yepes, Bel Air Development, 6654 78th Avenue North, Pinellas Park, and I have been sworn in.
Thank you.
We concur with the staff. The only question that I want to conclude, if I can go back to the sidewalk exhibit, most of the yellows that you see there are actually in place already. The only 3 that are horizontal, I don't think those are there. There are 3 of them that kind of don't go anywhere. So we're trying to maybe restripe the parking lot and do something. So it's not those sidewalks are not there. If you go over there and see, most of the yellow that is there already exists in the property on one side of the street or the other. So we do have the proposed building, and we're going to connect it to the right of way, so you can go from the building to the right of way to the front, and you can connect to the retail. Well, the very fourth line that is horizontal next to the proposed building, that does not exist, so we will definitely do that. So anyone that will want to walk to the building will probably follow the retail lines along Pickleball Kingdom, go all the way to the north, and then turn to the right to the building, or cross to the sidewalk on the other side and connect to the other services that are there. But it was just want to correct that this exhibit is showing what is there as well. Other than that, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
Does City Council have any questions for Carlos at this time?
Thank you so much.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to come up and speak and ask any questions of City Council, staff, or applicants? Name and address for the record and whether you were sworn in or not, please.
Maria Van Kirk, 4056 70th Terrace North, Pinellas Park. Yes, I was sworn in. I am part of the HOA for the Villages at Town Homes, which this proposed hotel will be right next to. An area that most of the residents purposely moved into because it did not have a major transit area like a hotel. There are at least 5 motels within a 1 mile radius, another 5 at the 2 mile radius. What exactly does this hotel bring? What's the purpose? How does it help the community? Because the hotels that we have right now are at occupancy. So how will this help our community? Let alone put it right in my backyard.
So the applicants could probably go into better detail, but I believe part of the intent is to serve the need for the Sprouse Horizon Sports Park that recently opened. So I know that's part of the...
Yeah, they'll never get the amount of business to justify opening up a 120-room hotel.
Yeah.
So if it's not going to help the community, besides bring up the transient traffic that we already have a problem with in this particular area because of the major bus hub and the shopping center, plus the accidents that are already happening right as you go in between the townhomes and Marshalls. There's multiple accidents per month. So how does this, contribute? How am I supposed to go back to the homeowners of an established, residential area and say a 5-story hotel is going to be overlooking all of your property? And it benefits no one.
So, Mayor, may I? I don't know if you're asking a rhetorical question, but I'm a
Well,
sucker.
I would like to.
I'm a sucker for rhetorical questions.
My homeowners are asking
No,
me.
and
so
I
I'm
understand.
asking
I think and I understand completely where you're coming from. I get it. I wouldn't like it either. But to answer your question about the benefit, that's really not our decision to make.
Mhm.
People have rights to their property in Florida,
Mhm.
and the mall and this PUD is older than your development. So I think the condos or townhomes were maybe built in the 2010s, something like that.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, for you all in this instance, when you move in or build or what have you, I don't know how long y'all have lived there, but when you build it next to a gigantic thing that's zoned the way this is zoned,
Mhm.
they can do a whole lot of things with it. And this, frankly, would not even come before us if there weren't for a couple little things. They could have done anything they want back there.
And I understand that.
Yeah, so
but
that's
it is coming before you.
But it is. But it's not a fair question to ask what good it does, because that's not really what our responsibility is. Our responsibility is to make sure that what private property owners in the community are bringing forth, and whether or not it fits within our plans for this area, which this case it does. So I understand the concern, but it's not our call to decide whether it provides benefit or not, because there's a property owner that wishes to do this with their property.
So with the property and everything, with the egress that happens right between the townhomes and that parking lot, is that going to be closed off and rerouted?
You have to speak into the mic.
Oh, sorry.
No, you were good. He just has to come up.
May I respond? Yeah. No, the traffic, the existing connection will remain there.
Mm.
Actually, the hotel is what we call a destination location. You don't just drive by, oh, gotta go to the hotel. You make that plan. In all the other hotels that we own, the amount of people that are coming on Uber is increasingly high today, that you don't even need the amount of parking spaces that the code requires. We're providing them because the code requires it. We're providing the need that the sports facility that he was mentioning is projected to bring 2,000 people a weekend. I don't know if you know that.
I know.
The 62nd Avenue is because they have regional meetings. That attracts a lot of families to the area. And we have a sports store right there, which is right for the same purpose. So we see the demand. The national franchises wouldn't give us a franchise if there wasn't a demand and a purpose. So it would serve the purpose for the community to provide the housing for them.
Well, I'm also looking at safety because, like I said, that particular egress has multiple exits per month. There's a stop sign, but it doesn't do much. So I was wondering if you're going to close off one, if the city is going to put a light there or something to help with that, with the increased traffic.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And then they can explain.
Okay.
They'll have a chance to refer back to your questions.
So the other questions that we have is because of that egress, there's multiple traffic accidents per month. And I can tell you just walking the area, multiple people almost get hit on a daily basis, just walking across that egress on 70th, going towards the townhomes. So is there going to be any sort of something set up to?
I can also tell you that the city does have plans on doing a lot of stuff on 70th Avenue, not just there, but throughout the whole area.
All right.
So what happens now is you would finish and then you would bring some else up.
And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have been sworn in, Andrea Rippey, R-I-P-P-Y. I live at 4190 70th Avenue North, Pinellas Park, 33781. I was at the previous meeting, and on the record, I want to say I do oppose it. I want that to be stated. Here's my concerns. One, traffic issues. Not only traffic issues where the egress is and where the proposed hotel is going to be, which is going to be the only 5-story building in the surrounding area. It's going to not only be an eyesore, okay, it really don't even fit the neighborhood. Okay, yeah, I know this was established and they can do whatever they want on the property, but they can't if they're not meeting the requirements of the board. That's why they're here, because something's not right. And so the building, there's also a hotel 900 feet, 900 feet. Okay. Now they're proposing this because of Sprawl's baseball park. First of all, this park is just came here, so they don't even have the numbers to support the hotel. You have to have numbers, and that's like a study. They need to do a year or two study on that to see how many people actually going to come and utilize this park. The park is going to be in the summer. It's going to be hot. It's going to be raining. I've been over there. They have very little covering. So I would like to see the numbers to support this being built for that Sprawls Park. They don't have the numbers. They're going on a projection number, which we have to also look at the economy. So you have to give me proof that that many people are going to come here to support that when it's just been built. And they're talking about the traffic flow, and they're going to do a traffic study. Not only do they need to do a traffic study right there on the egress and going to Home Depot, they need to also do a traffic study coming off US 19, traffic coming in there, because when they have the right of way coming off US 19, so you have these 3 stop signs. Well, if they're coming from Sprawls Park and they're coming around there, because they can't come through the neighborhood because they got it blocked off. So they have to come down there and turn right there. Well, if traffic's coming off US 19, traffic's going to back up from all 3 stop signs because they have the right of way. So you have to wait until traffic go through. So not only should a traffic study be done at that location by marshals, it needs to be done off US 19, and you need to be done off Park Boulevard, because you got people that's coming behind that Home Depot, and traffic coming off Park has the right of way. Well, then you got traffic is supposed to stop here, these 2 stops. It's just it's so congested. So it needs to be a complete study, not one-way study.
And if I can have you wrap it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Each citizen 30.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I just want to know how it's going to support the neighborhood. I don't see no support. You're trying to support a park, a ballpark, not the neighborhood.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to come up and speak on this item? Yes, ma'am. When you come up, name and address and whether you were sworn in or not, and if you haven't, then we can do it now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tony Jackson. I wasn't sworn in. It's my first time at a public hearing, so.
Okay.
Okay, you can raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
I am
And
based
address.
at 4093 70th Terrace North, Pinellas Park 33781. I'm right at the townhomes. Thank you to HOA for coming, to address her thoughts and our thoughts. She was definitely reflecting the same thoughts I do have. One question I did have is what type of amenities are going to be in this hotel? One of the reasons my husband and I chose that area is because it's very quiet, apart from, the occasional sirens and, cars. But what amenities are going to be in this hotel, and what are the hours of operation? It's just to understand the noise levels that it's going to be.
The applicant may be able to answer some of those questions for you when it's.
Okay, yeah, that was my only question.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for attending. Is there anybody else that wants to come up and speak on this item? Seeing none, I will let the applicant come back up and answer questions for this item.
Again, Carlos Yepes, Bel Air Development. To answer 2 questions. One was, what are the services? We will be a limited service hotel. We're not going to have a restaurant. We're just purely servicing the traveling public. And there will be a pool. There will be a breakfast in the morning that we serve to the clients that come in. Kind of a very small breakfast. Other than that, really, there are no other amenities for people to hang around and stay there. It's pretty much a limited service hotel. With regards to the height, The building is 5 stories, yes. Keep in mind that this property could be developed much intensity. We have approvals for 780,000 square feet of this property. Today, we're only 600 and some thousand square feet. So we have still a lot of entitlements yet to build. The property could also be developed and they live local, which that gives you a tremendous amount of power to build higher. We're trying to do something that will fit within the community, and I think it will service the needs of Pinellas Park. If you all have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
City Council have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, I am going to close the public hearing at its second and final reading and entertain a motion by City Council. Vice Mayor Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion. We pass ordinance number 2026-13, public hearing, second and final reading.
Motion has been made and second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus.
Motion carried 3-0 with Mayor Bradbury abstaining.
Thank you. Now moving on to item P3 for the conditional use.
Conditional use approval for a financial institution with drive-through in the general commercial B1 zoning district located at 7200 US Highway 19 North.
Thank you. Item P3's public hearing, first and final reading. This one is also quasi-judicial. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Mr. Todd, Byron, and see if there's any additional items that you need to add to your first presentation.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing new to add, but I would like to present, or I would like to input my presentation from the previous agenda item into the record for P3.
Thank you. Does City Council have any questions on item P3? Seeing none. Does the applicant have any additional information they'd like to add for the conditional use of the drive-through?
Yes, Carlos Yepes Bella Development, 6654 78th Avenue. The only thing we're taking a restaurant that generated a lot of traffic, we're going to a financial institution and a pretty similar footprint. And that's what we're asking for, the special exception for the drive-through.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on the drive-through for this one? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at its first and final reading and entertain a motion by City Council.
I'm still, I can.
Councilwoman Reed.
Make a motion that we approve CU-0126-00007, public hearing, first and final reading.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus.
Motion carried 3-0 with Mayor Bradbury abstaining.
Thank you. Moving on to item P4.
Preliminary site plan approval for an expansion of a residential care facility in the public P zoning district located at 6767 86th Avenue North.
Thank you. Item P4's preliminary site plan approval, public hearing, first and final reading. It is also quasi-judicial. I'm opening the public hearing and turning it over to Kira.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kiara Brown, Planning Coordinator with the City, and I'm presenting items P4 and P5, PSP 0226-00001 and CU 0226-00008. So the request P4 is a preliminary site plan approval for an expansion of a residential care facility, and P5 is a conditional use approval for an expansion of a residential care facility in the P Public Zoning District. Here's an aerial map. The subject site is located at 6767 86th Avenue North. The land use has a designation of I, institutional. The subject site is zoned P, public zoning. The subject site is located within the X shaded and AE flood zones, which is a moderate risk to high risk flood zone. And a southern portion of the property is located within the coastal high hazard area, also known as the CHHA. Here is the proposed expansion. So this is the entire site. What's delineated in green is the new addition. And then as far as the conditional use criteria, there are 4. So review by the Planning and Zoning Commission and approval of City Council. That's in progress. The minimum lot area and minimum lot width shall be not less than the following amounts. That's proposed to be met. Where adjoining any residential district, no building shall be located closer than 25 feet to any interior property line for 1 or 2 stories and no closer than 50 feet for buildings over 2 stories. That's proposed to be met. And lastly, not less than 20% of the lot area shall be landscaped and retained as usable open space for occupants with adequate accommodations for wheelchair use. That is also proposed to be met. For a summary for the conditional use, the applicant is requesting conditional use approval for an expansion of a residential care facility in the public zoning district. The subject site includes about 44,362 square feet of a residential care facility, and that's about 120 beds. A 77-bed expansion is proposed. The case was reviewed by the Pinellas County Department of Emergency Management, which raised no concerns regarding the existing emergency management plan. However, the department indicated that the plan will need to be updated to reflect the new proposed addition as well as all the new people. So as such, updating the emergency management plan will be included as a condition of approval. And for the preliminary site plan, per section 18-1526.5 of the code, City Council is required to review and approve a preliminary site plan for development on property zoned public within the city. The proposed PSP complies with the intent and other applicable standards in the code. And just as a note, any future revisions to the site plan will require additional review and may require City Council approval. So for our findings, we had 4. The applicant's proposed use appears to meet the general intent and permitted development pattern of the public zoning district. The proposed use meets all of the conditional use requirements per section 18-1531.10 and meets the conditional use review criteria per section 18-1531.6C. The conceptual layout as proposed satisfies the dimensional and area regulations for the public zoning district per section 18-1526. And the proposed use as generally described is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the comprehensive plan and intent of the land development code. And then as far as P&Z recommendations, for item P4, planning and zoning does not provide recommendations on preliminary site plans. And for P5, the conditional use, on April 2nd of 2026, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval for case number CU 0226-00008. And I'm here if you have any questions, as well as the applicant.
Thank you. Does City Council have any questions of Kira on this item? Seeing none. Is the applicant here this evening and would like to come up and speak?
My name is Richard Jones. I have been sworn in. I'm the project architect and I work for Jones & Jones Associates Architects. Our address is 6120 Peters Creek Road, Roanoke, Virginia. We're in total agreement with the staff report and planning and zoning recommendations. One item that doesn't appear in those reports is the state of Florida recommended the addition on this facility and granted the certificate of public need they actually granted it for 100 beds. But the site is limited to what we can put on there and maintain the green space that we want to have for residents. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. I don't see any questions at this time. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to come up and speak on this item? Name and address for the record and whether you were, and you said you weren't sworn in, so they can take care of that.
Susan McFarland, 6784 88th Avenue North.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I was my home backs up to the current property, And I was living there when they expanded the last time. I can't remember how many years ago it's been, but I had issues at that point. But I've since gotten over it. There's a lot of traffic coming along that back. The garbage trucks, the supply trucks, all kinds of different traffic is coming back along that back wall. Currently, I don't know what's going on back there right now, but there's two unsightly trailers, and I'm not sure what they're doing there, if they've already started this business or what, but they've been there for a long time. It's unsightly, not quite sure. But just the traffic and the noise is, there's a, there's a, there's some employee has I know this is silly, but their car alarm goes off over and over and over and over again. And I have to call up and say, hey, can you get your employee to go and shut off their car alarm? Because apparently they can't hear it in the building. But it's just a lot. And it's a lot now. And if we're expanding to 77 more beds, I just am anticipating that much more. That's it. So I'd like to either have them move like their the garbage where they pick up the garbage and do their supply things, move it someplace else, so that I don't have to listen to that day after day after day. It's very early in the morning they come through, the garbage trucks. It's just a pain. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Butler.
Ma'am, just one question for my clarification.
Sure.
So on the top of that photo, that's a wall there, and then you're on the other side of that wall?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, would the applicant like to come up and speak and address any of the items that she mentioned?
As Vice Mayor mentioned, there is an existing 8-foot wall there that was put up when the building was originally built as a buffer. And I don't know about the car horns going off and things like that. I can talk to my client and see what might be done about that. Move staff parking somewhere else on the site or something there. There are containers on that site. They are replenishing or refurbishing some of the rooms that are there now as far as their furnishings, taking the old furnishings out and putting new. Some of it furnishing in there is 25 years old. That's what's going on there. I don't know about moving trash receptacles and things like that. They're not shown on our concept plan, so I guess that's something we could still consider after this. But we will certainly take a look at that. And we can definitely start looking at the scheduling of that. I can talk to my client about maybe not doing it at 4 o'clock in the morning or whenever the time is that they're doing it. And I don't know how much success we'll have, but we can at least talk to the companies.
They generally, business communities generally have a set time.
Right.
Of course, if you're retired, that time might be earlier than you want to hear, but they do have a set appropriate time that they are supposed to pick up the trash.
Yeah, we can definitely.
Not that it's necessarily being done, but there is a parameter of time for those items. Vice Mayor Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just say, and I would say that to our previous applicant as well, that you saw tonight, it's really important to try to be a good neighbor.
Right.
So if you can take some, get her information, relay some information back to your client, just to make sure, because obviously I don't think anybody is against expanding this capability to take care of more people, but any small things that can be done to alleviate her concerns would be much appreciated by myself.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments? Councilwoman Reed.
And this was done, I think, prior to us, of course, but
Usually when we do these, a lot of times we look at where the dumpster placement is. And it's used, it looks like it's commercial property to the right side of that up there. I'm sorry?
It's existing. So, I mean, if it was a new thing, we'd see the whole new plan.
Right,
They're just
but as they're adding on to it, but usually, I don't know what the plans prior was approved, that if the dumpster was supposed to be put in a certain spot.
You have to speak in.
You have to come up
You have
here.
to come up to the mic. Sorry.
Sorry, I was going to show you.
Yeah.
Go back.
It's north, south,
The
east,
existing.
west. So
Okay,
you
so
can.
it was originally, I believe that the originally was up in the north, up in that corner where there's like little sheds or something like that. But then when I came with the whole petition of things saying, we didn't want it there, they told me that it was going to go into the south, where off of the off the south bottom, the south
By the lake?
right, yeah, yes,
Or to
opposite,
the-
yeah, yes, by the lake. They said it was going to go there, but then it wasn't bad. The garbage pickup wasn't too bad, but it's since increased since they did the since they expanded first time. But they said they didn't want to go all the way up there to that south right corner because it was too far for them to go. So I've been okay, but more is going to be, just there's deliveries, the whole everything that residential care, and I'm a retired nurse, so I understand residential care and it's necessary. But just that's all. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think we can look at what was before, and if it got changed and nobody noticed that the dumpster got moved to where it's not supposed to be, maybe. Because usually I know, since I've been here, that usually we look at the dumpsters and anything that's going to be involving business that butts up to residential, we make it to where they're not having to put up with all of that. So pre-existing, that's not us, not me, but looking at moving forward with that, maybe they could put it towards this commercial property on the northwest, southeast side. I am the world's worst at geography.
She's referring
I
to
am
east
horrible.
and possibly south.
East to the east side, yeah. I have to do that whole north and we thing. So east side, I do. I admit it. But somewhere that's not butting up. There's only two sides that have residential. The rest of it's commercial. So maybe Nick has something over there.
So thank you for your comments and bringing that to our attention. And to everyone's point up here, so one thing in the state of Florida, it's a little confusing. What we're here for tonight is approving the use and the expansion of the use. Great, may go, may not go. Moving forward, we go into permitting process, which we have a whole review. And this is opening up with the original site plan, whatever that may be. So we're going to take a look at that and make sure things were done correctly. And if they're not, we'll have some conversations. There's also a practicality in the expansion that we also take a look at between both the planning side and the building side. So we will work with the applicant on that. So that's an important point.
Thank you, Nick. And it does look like they're going to have to move the driveway that goes around. So that would be a perfect opportunity for dumpster location to be reviewed as well as the original plan. Because it definitely has gotten expanded, and by right, they have the right to expand again. So it would be a good opportunity for them to be good neighbors, as Ricky alluded to on previous ones. So, any other person in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion by Councilwoman Reed.
Make a motion that we approve PSP-0226-00001. Public hearing, first and final reading.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Cast your ballots on Organicus.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item P5, conditional use, which is the companion piece.
Conditional use approval for an expansion of a residential care facility in the public zoning P district located at 6767 86th Avenue North.
Thank you. Item P5, conditional use public hearing, first and final reading. I am opening the public hearing. This is also quasi judicial and turning it over to Kira to add any additional information that she sees fit.
Hi everyone, Kira Brown, Planning Coordinator with the city. I don't have anything else to add, so I would just like to take the presentation from P4 and insert it on the record for P5.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Does City Council have any questions on item P5? Seeing none, is there anybody, would the applicant like to add any additional information? None. Any additional questions on this? None. Well, then I will close the public hearing at its first and final reading and entertain a motion by City Council. Councilwoman Reed.
Make a motion that we approve CU-0226-00008, public hearing, first and final reading.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to section 4, our consent agenda, item C1.
C1, authorization for the mayor to sign a modification to the sub-grant agreement between the Division of Emergency Management and the City of Pinellas Park. C2, authorization for the mayor to sign a modification to the sub-grant agreement between the Division of Emergency Management and the City of Pinellas Park. C3, authorization for the mayor to sign a formal termination of a development agreement between the Pinellas Park Community Redevelopment Agency, the City of Pinellas Park, and Premier Neurospine Institute, LLC. C4, authorization for change order number 2 for the annual cured-in-place pipe CIPP lining 2023-2027 for bid 22-009. C5, authorization for change order number 3 for the annual cured-in-place pipe CIPP lining 2023-2027 bid 22-009. C6, authorization to purchase under Florida Sheriff's Association contract FSA 23-EQU 21.01 sub 1 new Caterpillar diesel generator for Park Station, the new City Hall. C7, authorization to purchase under Florida contract FSA 23-EQU 21.11 sub 1 new Caterpillar 313 GC hydraulic excavator. C8, authorization for the mayor to sign an interlocal agreement between Pinellas County and NPDES MS4 co-permittees for the annual regulatory program and surveillance fee. C9, authorization for water booster stations number 1 and number 2 refurbishment design under RFQ 23.004. C10, authorization for change order number 2 for RFP 22-006 design build agreement for the Sprouse Horizon Sports Park. C11, authorization for the mayor to sign a memorandum of understanding between Pinellas County and the City of Pinellas Park. That concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reed.
Thank you, Mary Bradford. Regarding the consent agenda, I would like to make a motion to pass, approve, or adopt whichever action is appropriate. Items C1 through C11. The next public hearing will be held in council chambers on Tuesday, May 12th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion by City Council on items C1 through C11? Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on these items? Name and address for the record, please, sir.
Yes. Dave Fedden, and business address is 6225 72nd Avenue North. The one that I have a question about is the property that sits at 6200 Park Boulevard that was originally sold at a discount for a particular type of business that the city wanted that would benefit the city. And I'm just trying to find out whether does this dissolve that and it goes back to the city to go back out for award, or is it going to remain the institutes?
Yes. So the answer is we are buying it back for the same price we sold it as, and we will go back out again. It will change everything.
Okay, just confirming that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions on items C1 through C11? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Moving on to section 5, our regular agenda, item R1. Go ahead.
Sorry, receipt of the 2024-2025 financial audit.
Thank you. Miss Lizzie, are you going to speak or just let her do her thing?
She's a pro. She's got this.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
While Lauren is making her way up there, I'd just like to announce that we did receive the GFOA Certificate of Achievement Award again for last year's book. So that's 25 plus years, I think 27 maybe, something like that. So I just wanted to put a shout out to our accounting staff for all the hard work they put into the presentation that Lauren's about to give. And we do have Leanne Sweeney's in our audience back there. She's hanging in, our accountant, and she put a lot of work into this. So I just wanted to recognize her for all her hard work. And then I'll turn it over to Miss Lauren Stroke from Cherry Beckert to give our required communication.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a little confused because this is the best part of the meeting, presentation. But no, that's absolutely fine. Here's a brief agenda that I'd like to go over, but in short, really, I'm just going over the nature, the extent, and the timing of the audit procedures that we performed and the results. The financial statements or the ACFR that you have, they're not mine as Cherry Beckert's. They're not even management's. They're yours as a city, and you, those charged with governance, have the ultimate responsibility. So if you have any questions, I promise I'm a better auditor than I am a presenter. So if I start going fast, just let me know. We'll hop right into it. This is your client service team this year. Jeff Zeichner joined the team as the engagement lead. He got stuck in traffic in Miami today, so regrets that he is not here with me. I served as a second reviewer, and I did what's referred to in our industry as a cold review, meaning after Jeff and the team completed their audit and came to all their audit decisions, I went behind them and made sure that all the I's were dotted and all the T's were crossed. Additionally, I wanted to point out that Steve Siegel, who's our firm's technical director, actually sits right next to me in the Tampa office. So we are grateful that we did not have to utilize him for anything on this engagement, but had we needed to, he would have been readily available. Probably the most important slide of all, the results of the audit. So we did complete our audit and rendered our opinion on March 30th. And we rendered an unmodified opinion. It sounds a little funny, but it's a clean opinion. It's the highest level of assurance that we as the external auditor can provide to you. It's the only type of opinion that you want. So congratulations there. We actually have to follow a variety of different standards when we complete your audit, not only the generally accepted accounting principles, but also government accounting standards. And we'll go into that a little bit in a minute. But I did want to point out that you have a clean opinion there as well. Additionally, we performed a federal single audit for you this year because you had more than the $750,000 worth of federal expenditures. And we'll get into that, but again, a clean opinion there. The state of Florida also requires us to issue a management letter, and we had a no comment or clean letter there as well. And finally, the state of Florida requires that we opine on your compliance with investment policy here in the state of Florida. And again, you're receiving a clean or unmodified opinion on that one. So in summary, good opinions all around. All right, I promised we'd get into the government auditing standards. And really what those require us to do is kind of take a deep dive into the internal controls that you have here at the city over financial reporting. We don't actually opine on those controls, but if during our testing we became aware of any sort of material weakness or significant deficiency, we would be required to communicate that to you. A material weakness is just a deficiency or a combination thereof, such that that you could have a material misstatement occur in your financial statements, which would not be detected in a reasonable period of time. A significant deficiency, while less severe, would still warrant the attention of City Council. I am pleased to report that we did not have any material weaknesses, and we did not note any significant deficiencies in internal control. As far as the single audit programs, you can see we tested 2 different programs. One was the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, that's a mouthful. And the second is that public assistance, commonly referred to as the FEMA grant. So that's where that one is. For all, there are up to 12 different compliance requirements that could be triggered. We test not only the compliance, but also the internal controls that the city has in place over that compliance. And I am pleased to report that we did not have any issues during any of that testing. Professional standards do require that I communicate to you any sort of corrected misstatements or uncorrected misstatements. What that means is after management provides us with the trial balance, if we as the auditing firm say, hey, these entries need to be made in order to bring these financial statements in alignment with GAAP or generally accepted accounting principles, that would be a corrected misstatement. An uncorrected misstatement is a very similar situation, only management, for whatever reason, decides not to make that particular correction. We are pleased to report that we did not have either of those during the course of this audit. Come on, clicker, stay with me. Okay. Management is responsible for the selection and use of accounting policies. If you're a really fun person like me and you're really into accounting principles, if you look at note 1 to the financial statements, that'll go over all of the policies that management has selected. You will also see in this year's ACFR that you did adopt one new standard. It was required to be adopted this year. And that is GASB 101, compensated absences. There was not a material impact to your financial statement as it relates to that implementation. You did also implement GASB 102, which also did not have a significant impact to the disclosures that you have to your basic financial statements. Related party transactions and relationships, we are pleased to report that we did not run across any that were not previously disclosed to us by management. You do not have significant related party transactions or relationships within your financial statements. It's not that they are bad, but it is that they are properly disclosed within them. But again, we are pleased to report that we did not find any that we did not already know about. For purposes of this presentation, the city did not have any significant or unusual transactions in the current year that I need to make you aware of. That is not to say that you don't have a heck of a lot going on and that finance is not incredibly busy, but just that there is nothing significant or unusual that I need to point out to you this year. The financial statement numbers are not all just hard numbers. Inherently, to create GAAP or generally accepted accounting principles financial statements, management has to use a lot of estimate and judgment with coming up with a lot of these numbers. As you can imagine, as the external auditor, we spend a lot of time looking at those significant estimates and judgments to make sure they're reasonable and fair in relation to the financial statements as a whole. I won't read through all of these. You can do that at your leisure, but these are some of the significant estimates that we spent a significant amount of time on. In all cases, we did find the financial statement disclosures to be neutral, consistent, and fair to the readers and users of them. As your independent auditor, it is highly important that we retain our independence, and we are independent of the City of Pinellas Park, not only in appearance, but also in fact. We do a couple of non-attest services for you. Non-attest simply means non-audit, but in all situations, you have folks on the city side that are taking responsibility for those services. One is just the completion of the data collection form, which is simply required after any single audit, and it's an upload to the federal government of all of the single audits that have happened. And we also assisted with the preparation of your CFA, or Schedule of Expenditures of Federal Awards, and the related disclosures there. Some other fun required communications. I am pleased to report that we did not have any difficulties with dealing with management. I say this each and every year, but I truly do mean it. They are wonderful to work for. Every time we have a question, they ensure we get an answer. Anytime we need support, they make sure that we get it on a timely basis. We are also pleased to report that we did not have any disagreements with dealing with management as it relates to any sort of accounting treatment. I did not have to consult with folks outside of our engagement team in order to complete this engagement. We did receive a management representation letter that stated March 30th, the same day as the report. And it basically just says that everything that management told us or provided to us during the course of our engagement was true to the best of their knowledge and belief. Oh, well, if management were to decide to use an accounting firm to come up with accounting treatment, we would just want to make sure that we got the same facts that they did to hopefully get to that same conclusion. Every year, our standards require us to go through a process of client retention with each and every client, where we kind of sit around and make sure that none of our clients are too risky for us. And I am pleased to report that there is nothing for me to tell you as it relates to our retention of the city of Pinellas Park. So good news there. We do not audit specifically for fraud, but we definitely have a heightened sense of awareness of it as we complete our engagements. It's referred to in my industry as professional skepticism. We do work in procedures throughout our engagement to kind of address that risk. That includes testing of manual journal entries, really looking at those significant estimates and judgments that I covered on a previous slide. We also talk to folks not only in the accounting department, but really throughout the entire city about their knowledge of fraud or illegal acts. Nothing was noted during the course of any of those conversations. I often get the question, what if something had been? And it really depends on the severity of the allegation. We would have either worked in procedures to address that particular risk or come straight to council depending on the severity of it. We are not aware of any events or conditions that would hinder the city's ability to continue as a going concern entity, so good news there as well. Just some other matters, the ACFR or the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report that Kelly mentioned that the city has received over 25 awards for now. It has a lot of information in it, and it contains not only the basic financial statements, but also a lot of supplementary information and required supplementary information. For those, we do what's referred to as an in relation to opinion, meaning that we get an understanding from management about how those schedules are prepared, and then we ensure that those tie back to the audited financials wherever they should. Your report also contains an introductory section and a statistical section, which contains a lot of non-financial data. So we do read that and ensure that it does not conflict with any of the financial data, but we do not opine on those particular sections of the report. I'm always talking about the past, so things that are coming up in the future, GASB 101 and GASB 105. As always, we'll make sure that management has the tools that they need in order to implement. We'll be working with them to make sure that we can hit the ground running next year. And with that, I will stop talking and answer any questions that you might have.
City Council.
Come on.
What Gatsby's do we have coming up?
Sure.
I know each year there's usually, hey,
Yeah.
heads up, this one's coming and this one's coming.
So the two that are upcoming are actually not going to change how you're accounting for anything. The first one is GASB 104. I always mix these two up, so I'm looking down. And that's just the disclosure of capital assets that'll impact that particular disclosure. And really what it's focusing on is if you had previously had land, property, or something like that that was held for sale. In the past, it was treated more like an investment. Now it's moving back under the capital asset umbrella, and there would be additional disclosures there related to the sale. And then subsequent events, it's just more of a deeper dive into things that have happened in between the auditor's report date and your balance sheet date. So in this situation, from 9/30 to 3/30, which is when we issued. And looking at any events that took place during that time period and if they should impact the 9/30 financial statements.
Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on this?
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll see you again in a few minutes. All righty, entertaining a motion by City Council on item Vice Mayor Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion we approve the 2024-2025 financial statement and auditor's report as presented by Cherry Beckhardt LLP.
Second.
We have a motion in 2 seconds. All those in favor, cast your ballots on Granicus.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. At this time, I will turn it over to city staff and council members for any comments before we close city council meeting. Ms. Patty?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Okay. Vice Mayor Ricky?
Thank you, Mayor. Just real quick, just first glad our officer's okay. Had an accident earlier, so it's a dangerous place to drive these days, especially through intersections in emergency mode. Just want to say thanks to all of our volunteers, also serving the PD, but throughout the community that do all the things they do to support what we do. All the award winners, it's great to see. I don't think there's any question as to why we're a top workplace when you have entire work families coming on their own time to celebrate their colleagues. So that's great. And congrats to scholarship winners. I'm glad we're still doing our thing for the Korean War vets. I was fortunate to get to know a lot of those guys when I was a kid, and they were really cool, and I'm glad that we can keep them in real life through that. So that's all I got.
Councilmember Tim?
No, thank you.
No? Our city clerks?
No, thanks.
I do want to hear more stories from Keith Jr. since his dad. I'm taking notes. I think this is great. And then you got to tell me so when he sits here, I can be.
Okay, he's next. A couple of big things happening in our world. This Saturday is going to be a busy Saturday. It is the first day of registration for the drowning prevention program that we do with Kiwanis in partnership with them at Skyview Pool. So that will be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then the classes will be every Saturday in May. The Elton John tribute concert is going to be Saturday evening at the Performing Arts Center at 6 p.m. Also on Saturday is the Broderick Block Party, which is going to be a showcase of all things happening at the Broderick Rec Center so that our community and neighborhood can really come in and learn a little bit about what happens there, participate in some classes, meet the counselors, and just have a good time. So there will be free food and fun all around from 11 to 2. And this is the last weekend of the Renaissance Fair at England Brothers Park. It will be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. And the only thing on my list, not this Saturday, is next Saturday. Forbes Rec Center is hosting their annual Chalk It Up event from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can come decorate the outside patio in the back at Forbes. Lunch is free and included.
Sill's got nothing else? Ms. LaSharon, do you want to tell everybody what the NAMI walk date is again?
Thank you, Fred. Saturday, May the 16th, and it starts at 8:30 for pre-registration, and then the walk will actually start at 9.
Thank you very much. O&M? No? Chiefs? No? Down over here? Danny, you got anything for us?
I have nothing.
Nothing? Well, again, thank you to all of our volunteers. And thank you, as Ricky said, for our city employees coming out to support their city families. And we've been nominated again for a wonderful workplace. And what you saw in the audience earlier is the reason why. Our city staff is absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we'll say everybody have a blessed couple of weeks until our next council meeting.